Greatest of all mornings, afternoons, or evenings to you, whenever it is that you're watching this video. This is a video which is going to explain how the process works for withdrawing funds from the brokerage account and how it affects your margin. Let me fix my tie clip because it's going to bother me. But for anyone who's considering trading utilizing margin, and for a lot of the members of the knowledge movement, this is a topic which frequently comes up, and most of us are unfamiliar with it because, again, it's not something that we have any experience with. So I wanted to do this video to be able to explain what it looks like in real time, real practice, so you get a chance to see it, to know step by step what is going on and what it actually does in terms of impact. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And as always, the request is please don't steal my identity, and please do not in any way, shape, or form anticipate or think that this is in any way, shape, or form any type of bragging or anything like that. This is all educational and informational. It's not financial advice. That's the other key part that I have to make sure. This is not financial advice. I do not care what you do with your money. However, I do want you to be aware and educated about what options exist. So as you'll see, there's a buying power of $197,000, and that's because of the dividends which were deposited on yesterday, September 19th, 2025. There was $97,500 in dividends which was deposited, and that doubled because of the margin. So now what's going to happen is that we're going to go to where it says account, and then we're going to go to where it says transfers, and then we're going to go to where it says withdrawal. Robinhood has a $15,000 daily instant transfer limit. You can initiate more as a wire. So let's say that I wanted to take out a larger amount. I could do so as a wire. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and do a round number so that way it's, I usually like to have round numbers for the account whenever possible. And over the weekends, it's a great time to have a round number because the market is not open. So we don't have to worry about this number moving. So we're going to do $10,163.20. And that's just because I like round numbers. There's no other reason for that. It's just my own personal preference. There's a train that's getting ready to go past, an Amtrak, so I'm going to let that go. But we're going to go to withdraw. Then we're going to type in $10,163.20. And then we're going to go from the individual account. Now you'll see here that it shows that the withdrawable cash is only $95,473.05, and that's because the dividends is the amount which is withdrawable. The margin is technically what's being withdrawn because of the fact that there's so much margin which is being used, but it's going to tell you how much is withdrawable. So it's letting you know, hey, this is what you've got. I've already have the debit card set up for the account, so it's just going to default there, and then it's going to tell me that the daily withdrawal limit is $15,000. Again, I repeat, if you want to do more than that, you can always do a wire transfer, and it will allow you to do that for more. But in this case, just want to do a round number, so I'm going to hit review transfer, and then it's going to tell me that there's a $150 fee. This is part of how Robinhood makes money. So when withdrawing money, Robinhood says we're going to take $150. Or if it's less than a certain amount, then it's going to be 1.75%, whichever one is up to $150. In this case, what that does is that simply reduces the amount that I'm going to have deposited into my account, drops it down to $10,013.20. I'm going to hit transfer. And once I do that, it's then going to ask me to verify. Now I got to verify it off of my phone. I already had it open. And again, I'm just confirming that, yep, it's me. This is one of the safety and security measures that Robinhood has put in place, which is outstanding. Again, it goes to show that Robinhood really genuinely cares about making sure that we're not being hacked and people aren't stealing our money. So shout out to Robinhood. They joined the S&P 500 this upcoming Monday, and this is one of the reasons why. They're doing an incredible job of making the brokerage experience very user-friendly and very conducive for younger people who didn't grow up with Charles Schwab's and Merrill Lynch's and TD Rowe and some of those more tenured brokerage companies. No disrespect to any of those, but Robinhood has provided a phenomenal interface and a great platform, and it's something that I'm very excited about because I invest heavily in Robinhood. So I'm going to hit done, and now I'm going to go back to the account. So when I come back here to the account and then I refresh, it's going to now show that the updated amount should be $780,000. So that money now has just been deposited right into my checking account. You'll also notice that the buying power was reduced. So previously, I believe it was 197,000, and now at which point it's down to 177,000. And that's because when I took the $10,000 in cash, it also took the $10,000 in margin, which was connected to that cash. So even though I withdrew $10,000 from the buying power, I technically withdrew $20,000. It's a dollar for dollar match. So when it is that I withdraw funds as cash, I'm also diminishing the margin or the buying power by the same amount. So if I take $10, my buying power decreases by $20. If I take 100, 200, and so on. So this is what it looks like in real time. This is what the process is. For all those people who are saying, how do I get my money out? It's the simplest thing going. You just withdraw. It's up to you to determine what amount. Now, a lot of people can constantly harp on the taxes. I'm going to have tax liability. All these dividends are income. And some people say, well, until I get back the return of my capital, then I don't have to pay for it. That is correct. But ultimately, the goal is to get that past that return of capital very quickly. With Robinhood and Hoy, it's taken less than 2 months to do so. So because of that, you want to be mindful. In the month of April, my expectation is to give a large chunk of my dividend payout to Uncle Sam. And I'm okay with that because it's all been free money. The other key thing is that because I have businesses, I'm able to now incur write-offs. This computer that I'm talking to you on, this printer that's behind me, the wall art that's at the office, the clipboard or the cork board, the dry erase board that you see on the wall, this chair I'm sitting in, this desk that the computer is on. All of these are write-offs because they're associated with my business. It's imperative to make certain to take advantage of the tax code to your benefit and get familiar. That's a part of what all of this is associated with. When we talk about financial literacy, it's not just understanding money, it's understanding taxation, it's understanding wealth preservation, it's understanding wealth cultivation. So all of those things are aspects of financial literacy that we focus on as a part of the knowledge movement. Now, I want to point out yet again, every second Sunday from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., we're at Unity Christian Academy in South Holland, Illinois, 700 East 170th Street in South Holland, Illinois, 60473 for the knowledge movement. It's free and open to the public. Bring a pen. It is imperative you bring something to write with. We're not going to provide you with that. If you can't show it with the writing utensil, then the knowledge movement probably isn't for you because there has to be a personal responsibility and accountability that comes along with this. Hopefully this helps. If you yet have questions, show it to the knowledge movement meeting, write the questions down in advance, and we'll go through it. But it's a very simple process. You hit withdraw, you withdraw and transfer the funds. It reduces your buying power by whatever the amount is plus the margin. So withdrew 10,000, the margin was 10,000, withdrew, or it reduced the buying power by 20,000. All right, everyone. Hopefully this helps. Going to be posting this. We're going to be having a special margin workshop, which is going to be for all of our KIPWA, Knowledge is Power When Applied members. So be on the lookout for that information if you're in the group. If you want to get into the group, search KIPWA and then request it. However, you have to have attended a knowledge movement session, and ultimately, you need to be taking advantage of the information. If you're just showing up, which I respect, but you haven't actually invested, then you're going to have too many questions because it's not until you start doing this that it's going to make sense. So if you have not actually started your brokerage account, got invested, and then you're traveling down that road, then the KIPWA group is not for you simply because there's going to be too many questions. And that's not what this is about. This is about fostering and creating a community where we can continue to grow and bounce ideas off each other. Last thing, not financial advice. Don't care what you do with your money, whatever it is. Hopefully it makes you happy. Have a great one all and take care.